What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unbreakable Grind. It's your guy CJ back with another video. All right, on the screen in the corner you can see Robert F. Smith, an African-American multi-billionaire. All right, this is one of my favorite entrepreneur slash engineers, and I want to kind of break down a couple of quotes from him so I can show you guys that I'm showing you the game play, the strategy to go extremely far and to be extraordinarily successful. I'm breaking it down. I get this information from these guys, honestly, and I've already implemented the first steps, okay? I literally look at these guys, their wealth by age, and I compare it to my wealth by age. And I look at what they did in their biographies, and I see what landmarks I have to hit and what milestones I have to hit. And I'm literally trying to hit the same milestones as these billionaires. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm following the same methodologies and strategies, okay? Let me be honest, all right? I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm trying to go so far. The most of it is generational wealth in my offspring and stuff like that. I want the future generation to have it better than I had it. But the second thing is, most of the distractions that we have in our lives that I experienced my whole life were due to poverty, really. Most of the distractions to life is a pretty simple process once you're out of poverty. Okay, once you have enough to cover all your bills and your food, and you have enough and you have assets, so your money's growing over time, life can be pretty boring if you just sit down and do nothing for the rest of your life. That's boring. So, honest, by the time you actually get yourself to a financially free position, you're gonna be obsessed with the process, and you're probably gonna want to keep going. And that's what I'm doing right now. I think these guys were a lot the same. So, if you want to go far, guys, listen to these quotes. This is from an African-American multi-billionaire. Really pay attention, and I want. And the purpose of doing this is because you don't have to reinvent the wheel. People before us have laid out the template. Okay, there are people who have laid out the template to be successful. And what you need to do is you need to follow proven templates. Okay, you need to follow these proven strategies. You can go and try to reinvent the wheel if you want to, but you're probably gonna prove. You're probably gonna find out that you wasted a lot of your time. Let's jump right into it, all right? I'm gonna make this a little larger, and then we'll jump right into this. They're not long either, by the way.
One, the most important thing I think you can do as a young person, so I'm gonna speak to a couple different groups here. Young person in our community is to become an expert, to be skilled in whatever it is.
Wait, I know you heard that. Let me go back because I had it a little low.
Important thing I think you can do as a young person, so I'm going to speak to a couple different groups here. Young person in our community is to become an expert, to be skilled in whatever it is that you are desirous of pursuing. And that takes countless hours, and in some cases it's outreach for knowledge and information, and in some cases it is building a learned capability. And to me, there's no substitute for that.
There's no substitute for it. None. He said there's none. You need to pay attention to this. See, pay attention. Watch this.
The gift of gab, there's no substitute for becoming an expert and being the best at your craft. And that's what I focused on. And I focused on that, and as we started as a Vista,
He said the most important thing you can do is become an expert. You become great at what you do. And I'm going to be more specific because I do not want you to confuse this. He went into a high demand, high value skill. He didn't just become good at anything. I want you to understand that he went into a high value, high earning skill, high demand skill. He became the best in it, the best that he possibly could. And it changes everything. It puts you in the power seat. If you wanted to be in the power seat, this is what you do. You never can take control of the steering wheel if you don't do this. This is how you, as the underdog, take control. Because the high demand, high value skills are the skills that make other entrepreneurs all the money. they will seek after you because you make them money. And that gives you something to leverage. You're no longer the complete underdog. You have some leverage in the equation. Let's keep going, man. This is not long, but this is very, very important. This is very important. Watch this. Multi-billionaire now. He said the most important thing he thinks you could do. By you, he means me. By you, he means him. By you, he means you. If you want to be successful, this is real successful. This is big dog talk. He said it takes countless hours. It takes countless freaking hours. I promise you, when I get done with this video, I'm going to be up freaking all night. I wish I could show the timestamp. I might show the timestamp. It's freaking 12 o'clock right now. I'll probably be up to 5 o'clock in the morning and still wake up at like 8:30 because I got to jump on a call. And I'm already in a good position. I'm already in a good position. If you're not in a good position, what do you think you should be doing? Man, you got to work. You got to grind. And you got to fall in love with it. You got to freaking grind until you fall. You just got to grind until you fall in love with it. And it sounds weird, but until you do it, everyone won't understand it, man. Everyone won't understand it. Okay? Everyone won't understand what it feels like to be running like 4 miles, 5 miles. I'm running, physically running. You're getting tired, you're out of breath. You reach a point where you can literally feel as if you're going to break down and your endorphins kick in and you can have a runner's high, what they call a runner's high. And it feels like there's a euphoric feeling that comes over you that feels like a drug. All the pain, all the sweat, all the struggle, it just all of a sudden turns into a sweet feeling. Most people will never experience it because they will never push themselves to the limit to even ever experience it. But when you get to that side of the fence, when it comes to these skill sets, high demand, high value, everything changes. This man didn't magically become a billionaire because he was lucky. I'm not magically a millionaire at 28 because I'm lucky. I look at his charts. I'm right in line with him. Of course, I have to come up with all kinds of new strategy in order to keep up with him by the time I'm his age. But I'm trying to do it. I'm going to be up all night trying to do it. I'm going to be up all tomorrow trying to do it. If I fall a little short, fine. It's still going to turn out pretty freaking well. You know why? Because I got a high value skill, a high demand skill. Right? I paid off my debt. I invested in assets. I have nothing to do but to grow and learn now. That's what you need. That's what you have to do if you want to be on this side of a fence. Now, on this side of the fence. Now, if you want to do something else, fine. I'm not saying you have to do this stuff. But if you want to really go, this is what it looks like. Let's keep going. Let me play the next clip.
I mean, listen, when I was growing up, there was only one engineer that I actually knew in my neighborhood. Okay.
When he was growing up, there was only one engineer that he knew in his neighborhood. I didn't know a single engineer in my neighborhood. Let's keep going.
Okay, and turned out he was actually a draftsman, but we called him an engineer, right?
Turns out this guy was a draftsman. He wasn't even actually an engineer. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm going to say it. We need more of our population. Not even race specific. As Americans, we need more people going into STEM. Americans go into gaming now. Americans going to freaking YouTube. Americans going to rap. Americans going to freaking copping new shoe. Like, we can do that stuff, guys. I'm not denouncing it. It's all needed. We need entertainment. We need all of that. But do you understand that you can build your foundation on high value, high demand skills, and you can leverage those skills to start any business you want, follow any venture you want. You can literally use just a couple of years and you can go do anything you want. That's what I'm trying to let you guys see. A lot of people skip what I'm saying. They go try to just say, forget it. I'll just go try to do music. Music doesn't work. Now they're at square one. Most people don't even succeed and they're at square one. I'm trying to show you guys that you can go straight to the win. And for the rest of your life, you've already won. You've already got the high value skill. You already got the high demand skill. You've already got the money. You've already paid off your debt. You've already got assets. Those assets going to compound into multiple millions of dollars. What is there else to do? Well, I might as well do my passion and get good at that now. That's the play. But you have to put in the endless hours and you have to be willing to go into these skill sets. Let's keep going, man.
Right.
Let's keep going. That's the second clip. Now I got one more.
People say, well, why did you start Vista? And the short answer is because I knew no private equity firm would hire me.
Why did he start Vista? Vista is his multi-billion-dollar business. Why did he start it? Because he knew no private equity company would hire him. As a person who spent endless hours getting high value, high demand skills, who was able to save money, pay off debt, and become extremely wealthy early. Who got the right skills, put in his work, still reached a what? He reached a barrier. See what happens, guys? What's going to happen is if you do all the steps I'm saying, you're going to reach a point where there's a threshold. There's a threshold where you can cross over to the holy grail of business, right? So it's one thing if you have a high value, high demand skill that usually that's going to be in some field that generates a lot of money. If you get so good that you're an expert, you're going to be getting paid a lot to work for people. But what happens if you become so good that you think you can have that business to yourself? You can make those, you can run the entire business. Now you have a new problem. You have a new problem when you get to a certain point where you try to break thresholds that are super abundant. See, what happens is as we grow, you have to do those fundamental steps, but you reach a point where you're forced to take your skills and you're forced to start your own thing. This is where, when this guy's going to say he's starting his own company, the Vista company, this is where you place whatever company you want in that spot, right? So this guy here, he goes, he gets the skills, he pays off the debt, he saves the money. He doesn't say all that specifically. That's what he did. Okay, you can look at his net worth over time, look it up. You can say Robert F. Smith, net worth by age. He had to do all that or his net worth wouldn't have been growing. When you get to the point, right, where you have all of those things checked off, then you can go be whatever you want. You can go be a rapper. You can go be a you can go be a clothes designer. You can go start shooting YouTube videos. You get what I'm saying? You can start giving back. Me right now, that's why I'm giving back with the YouTube stuff. That's why I'm giving back with some scholarships. That's why I'm giving back with whatever. That's why I'm coming up with ideas and ways to give back, because those are passions I had, but I couldn't pursue any of them until I got myself to this position. And that's what you want to do, and that's what you're capable of. Let's finish listening to what he says here.
That's the truth. Okay, I had worked on over $50 billion worth of M&A transactions at Goldman Sachs and worked with a number of private equity firms in that construct. And I saw what they were looking for.
Look at that, man. Look at all the money he worked with, all the successes he had. You get what I'm saying? Check this out.
And in the conversations, you can feel it out. I was like, there is just no way they're going to ever hire me.
He knew they weren't going to hire him. Now, he went into a whole freaking new realm of the reality of this stuff. There are some opportunities, even when you do all of that work, you will not get into. That doesn't affect the bottom line. See, the whole high value, high demand, that's so your bottom line is always this high number of income. But once you try to break barriers and you try to go to this, once you really try to go and you try to be elite